Welcome to She Moves Bravely, a podcast dedicated to empowering women through stories of resilience, courage, and success. I'm your host, Shantae Dent. Today, I have the honor of introducing you to a woman who moves bravely. Her name is Angela Smith. Angela, welcome to the show.
Hi, how are you?
Doing great. How are you doing?
I'm great. I can't complain. I tell you, it's an honor and a privilege to be able to be here. We made it another day.
I know that's right. Well, Angela, let's jump right on in. Tell us about yourself. What's your story?
So I'm the youngest of four. I am from a very small town, Anderson, South Carolina, was where I was born. I was raised in a small community called Levelland, South Carolina, even smaller place. I can say that everyone in my community was either my first cousin or my second cousin. We lived on a one-way in, one-way out street, um, and we knew each other. So I come from a very close-knit family. I have definitely broken some traditional things that we would normally do in my family. Most of the young ladies and men in my family would have been working in a mill, a plant, or an industrial line of work. That's normally what has taken place in my community. I defied the odds. Um, being I guess a survivor is what you would consider me. I hadn't had an easy life, but I've had a life where I've been able to experience life because we often don't get that chance to experience life. We only can live by what other people have told us. And I'm just excited to be able to be a person that can share my testimony, because you're hearing someone that is a domestic violence survivor, suicide attempt survivor. I lost my mom 12 days after my 16th birthday, so the journey hasn't been easy. I know what death is like. I know what abandonment is like. I know what a lot of things that we as people don't like to talk about. I've experienced those things, so I'm able to talk about them. So when people say second chance, I always say another chance because God is giving me another chance, not just a second chance, because I was given a second chance a long, long, long time ago. So He's giving me a second chance over and over and over. So it's another chance now. You can't say a second chance anymore. So I'm grateful, and through this, I can tell people that it takes bravery. It takes a sense of saying that I'm tired and I'm not going to take this anymore, that I won't change, change for myself. And it's not about anybody else, but it's about what I need and want for me. So you have to take those steps to better yourself and move outside of that comfort zone. So when I hear that word brave, I hear of better me. The B stands for better me. The R stands for resilience, because it was not by chance that we were able to overcome, but it was because of that will in the will that would not let us quit. So that comes with resilience, that will that will not let us give up. And then you talk about the A, being able to align with the word without having an attitude, because a lot of us will go through things and we'll experience things, and it'll cause us to put up a wall. It will cause us to have an attitude that oftentimes will lead to other things and will hinder us from being able to see the vision, because He's given us all a vision. And He said He would make it plain. If we write it and make it plain, He'll make it plain to us. And how He give us visions. A lot of people don't want to dream. They don't want to believe those things that happen to you while you sleep. But that is a way, and if you are a believer, and if you read the different versions of your religion, it will tell you about dreams. And dreams, he gives you visions, but it's about what you do after you wake up from that dream. Will
Yeah.
you put that vision into reality? Will it become your passion? Will it become that thing that will drive you? Will it become that thing that will elevate you to the next level, that will evolve you to the next level? And that's what I get when I hear the word brave.
Yeah. Coming from that small town, breaking the mold, stepping out of the norm in terms of what the women from your lineage walked into. They went straight to working in the mill. You said, but I didn't do that. And you talked about some of the experiences that you've endured. I would love, Angela, for you to share what were those steps, intentional decisions that you made that allowed you to come up and out of those traumatic events?
Well, one of the most intentional decisions that I was able to make was deciding to play basketball in eighth grade. I never played basketball before a day in my life. Never thought about playing basketball. Never wanted to. But I just happened to have a physical education teacher that looked at me and saw something in me and decided that I needed to play. So she convinced me to play basketball. I played my JV year. Every time I would touch the ball, the whistle would blow. I walked, I dribbled. I did not know how to play. But by the end of the eighth grade year, I was determined to learn how to play. So I practiced. I worked hard at it. My mom even had a basketball goal put up in our yard. So I practiced and I worked hard at it. So at the end of the eighth grade season, she moved me up to varsity. Someone that never played before a day in her life. I got moved up to varsity. And you hear me, I was in the eighth grade. Wasn't even officially a high school student, but even though we were high schoolers because of the way our school was set up, we started at eighth grade. But I was moved to varsity, and it gave me a sense of I had something that I can work towards. Somebody saw something in me. So that gave me a different outlook on life. Here it is. I have opportunity to do something that I never saw myself doing. Not only that, my mom would get sick. My PE teacher, my coach, would be more than just a PE teacher and a coach. This lady would drive her own personal car to games so that I would be able to be transported from the game to stay at the hospital with my mom. I was able to witness my mom taking her last breath April the 13th, 1991, 12 days after my 16th birthday. And that day was the very first time that I decided that I didn't want to live anymore. I wanted to take my own life, but God, He spared my life. And after sparing my life, I decided that, there was something else bigger than this. It was something else that I was supposed to do because He spared my life. I took a whole bottle of Tylenol. I wasn't supposed to wake up, but He spared my life. I woke up. I was supposed to be the person that told my brother that my mom was no longer here with us, but I couldn't because I had took a whole bottle of Tylenol and I fell asleep. And I thought I was just gonna pass away, but I didn't. I woke up. We were on our way back from picking my brother up. I'm telling him the news. But even through that, I had to be the strong person for my family. I was there with my mom taking her last breath, but I had to be the strong person for my family because this was one of the first major deaths that we experienced in my family for a long time. This was my second major death because I just lost my cousin 2 years prior to that, someone that was really, really important to me. But I lost him 2 years prior to that. My mom would be my second major death, and I really never had a chance to grieve. So a lot of stuff was just building up. Life was just happening, and I was just allowing it to happen, and it was just happening. But one day I woke up after going through domestic violence, being shot point blank range with a sawed-off shotgun. After waking up from trying to take my life, I can't even recall exactly how many times it had been, but I was just someone that was angry, someone that was miserable, someone that was in a dark place, someone that just did not want to live.
Yeah. Mm.
But that day when I woke up, God spared my life. He gave me another chance,
Another
and a second
chance.
chance because he'd been done that. He gave me another chance, but this time it was different. I
Mhm.
realized that there was something bigger than what I had been going through, that I had been experiencing, that there were other people that were experiencing and needed to hear this story. They needed to hear how I survived, how I did a lot of things and different.
Yeah.
So he spared my life for me to tell my story. And I said, you know what? I, I can't sit down on his goodness.
Mm.
So I just began to just talk about whatever. I came to social media and I began to talk about whatever because I had became an author in 2016. I did a lot of different things, but by this time, I think I may have had like 4 or 5 books out, but I never really utilized any of that. I too had been sick for a while, had battled some illness, and had surgery, and had really fell off social media. But I came back to social media at a time that we were getting ready to head into the pandemic. I didn't know, but we was getting ready to head into a pandemic, and I was trying to rebirth a lot of the things that I walked away from when I got ill back in 2018, 2019. But I had to change up. I began to create a magazine, a different outlet, being able to allow people to be able to share their stories, just like you're allowing me to do today. I wanted to be an outlet that allowed people to share where they think that, hey, nobody needs to hear this, nobody wants to hear this, that my story don't matter, but somebody do need to hear it.
Yes.
It's not by chance, it's not by accident, because we all have a story. There's something. It may be just a nugget that I need to take away from your story, or maybe a nugget that somebody that's tuning in need to take away from my story that will help elevate them and take them to the next level, or help get them out of what they're going through.
Yes.
We never know.
It's true. It's so true, Angela. And when I think about just what you've already shared in this eighth grade, being encouraged to join the basketball team. And I love how in so many ways that was foundational, where you got plugged in and you mentioned you had an outlet, someone invested into your life. And you went through a season, maybe in that your dry season, that difficult season, and lost your mom, experienced domestic violence, almost lost your life, and attempted suicide. And these are layers upon layers upon layers of various forms of pain, trauma. After the domestic violence incident, where you almost lost your life and you even wanted to take your life again, you said it was different that time. There was a shift. And it was in that moment that you transitioned and transformed to saying, I want to use my story to help someone else. I want to use my story to give someone else hope. And I love this story of bravery because we both know we've been through some things, and it takes bravery and courage because you don't know necessarily what's on the other side of your next step, but you
Right.
know you have to take a next step.
Right.
And I would love for you, Angela, to share with the audience more about what you're doing today to be that beacon of light for others, other women, other people. How are you doing that today?
Wow. So I do it in so many different ways. One is I am a podcast host like yourself. Um, I am a part of 2 different networks, as well as a visionary of my very own network. I have a network that's called the Crew Podcast and Media Network, where we house 7 amazing queens that's just they just doing their own thing. I do everything behind the scenes. I am the producer of those shows. Um, 7 amazing women that have decided to be a voice because they walk in different realms. We have social workers, we have authors, we have individuals with disabilities. You have individuals from California, New York, South Carolina. They come from different walks of life. We have a Black librarian. So we just come from different walks of life, and we're able to come together to give people different perspective of life, different outlook, and allow them a platform to where they can share. Because we have people from India, people from Africa, people from Pakistan, people from all over the world tuning into our show and have been a guest on our show. And we're only going into season 2. Again, it's just 7 amazing individuals sharing their story. I also have a magazine called Aspiring Authors Magazine. Of course, I am an author. I'm an author of now about, Amazon say 87, but I still say about 78. But I have journals, planners, different books, different journals. My main topic is inspiration. I try to be a beacon of light to individuals. I have this motto: we are the change that we desire to see in this world. In order to change, you have to be the change. It starts and finishes with you.
Yes.
So that is my motto across all of my platforms. I have a host over on the WBNN. My show is called Walking in Purpose with Angela. It airs every 4 weeks on Wednesday. It is on Talk Shoe Radio. I am the 2023 Host of the Year, as well as I was inducted into the International Internet Radio Hall of Fame for broadcasting. Hopefully, I am working towards being inducted in as a producer. So we're working on making sure that we get the Crew podcast out there and allow these individuals to be able to share. But I am a
Congratulations.
platform that just want people to know that they have a voice.
Yes.
I am the co-founder of the Crew, of the Free Texas campaign, where we shed light on different injustice and different things that have happened in the state of Texas around the judicial system, as well as the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. There's so many people, not just in the state of Texas, but there are so many people around this United States of America that are wrongfully and overly incarcerated. My main thing right now is getting AALAC, the Chasing Your Dream book tour, back out there because it's something that's near and dear to my heart. We have been doing this since 2016, 2017, where we've been being an outlet for those authors and business owners that truly want to share their brand. We network, we provide workshops, we provide an opportunity for individuals to come together, share their brand, to be educated, empowered, and encouraged as authors and business owners. I have this thing where I don't believe authors need to just go to an event expecting to just be a vendor, but they are to be entrepreneurs, to know that they are entrepreneurs now, that they're not just an author, but there's ways that they can make income around their books. And it's not just one way. And some of us, we get a book and it end up on the shelf because we don't know what to do next. The next question is what to do next. So I encourage everybody to follow the Crew podcast and AALAC Chasing Your Dream book tour, because we are coming to a senior state near you soon. We're going to kick off in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, April the 6th. And we're just going to have a good time showcasing authors. It's going to be my birthday weekend, so y'all come out, celebrate with us. I want to thank you for allowing me the opportunity to share on today.
Yes, and thank you. Thank you for your openness, transparency, and being vulnerable about the reality of your experiences. You truly are the collaboration queen. I love what you're doing. Thank you for your bravery.
Thank you.